All right, good morning with the foam roller, starting with the foam roller. All right, group. So we're just going to settle in. So with the foam roller, all right, we're going to do a full body foam roll. We're going to start with our lower leg on the right side, okay? So right lower leg's on top of the foam roller, cross the left on to the right. That'll put more pressure. And what I'd like you to do is just kind of make your right foot floppy, and we're going to saw the leg in half. All right, so we're going left and right. So pointing your toes into the left and then pointing the toes to the right. All right, that's the sawing motion. And then we're going to gradually just work your way up to the top of the calf. Okay, so we're just going to zigzag. And then you can control the pressure. You can control, all right, what it's feeling like. And we don't want the pain to be so much that it takes your breath away or that your face is kind of like wincing, okay? And that goes for, once you get to the top of the calf, then make your way down to the bottom, back to the heel. And that's going to be the same rules for all over the body, okay? Some people, their lower leg is like really tender, and some they're not. So you're just going to feel different things at different times this morning. All right, once you get back down to the heel, then what we're going to do is we're going to go back up the lower leg, but we're going to go 1 inch at a time. And what I'd like you to do is like tack down the tissue. So you're going to put pressure on one spot, and then you're going to flex, all right, and point the toes. You could also do a circle, an ankle circle, one ankle circle in each direction, and then move to a different spot, okay? So we're going to gradually, again, work our way up from the heel to behind the knee. You could also go to the inside of the lower leg. You could also do this on the outside of the lower leg, okay? Remember to breathe. Just relax your face. Good. All right. Once you get to the top of the calf, then we're going to zigzag back down. With a loose foot. Nice, relaxed, floppy foot. Once we get back down to the heel, then we're going to work on our upper leg. All right, so our right thigh. All right, so looking at the foam roller, you're going to be on the left end of the foam roller, okay? And we're going to start at the top of the thigh. And same idea. So we're going to keep the leg nice and relaxed, and we're going to roll from the front of the thigh to the side. So going over the IT band and then back to the front. And we're just going to make our way from the hip to our knee. So just gradually rolling, zigzagging to the knee. So this may be where we get into some pain, okay? So just stay light on the tissue. Once you get to the knee, then make your way back up to the hip. Whew. Good. All right, once we get to the hip, then we're going to go back down to the knee, but we're going to go 1 inch at a time, okay? So you're going to stop, and then once we get to that one spot, then I'd like you to open and close the knee. So we're lengthening and shortening the tissue while putting pressure in that one spot, and then make your way down 1 more inch, okay? So 1 inch at a time. At each stop, open and close the knee a couple times, and then go to a new spot. Whew. Breathing through this. Good, and once you get back down to your knee, then we'll zigzag back up. Good, good. Okay, once we get back to the hip, then we're going to roll from our front pocket to our back pocket. Okay, so front pocket to back pocket. We're just staying at the hip now. Front of the hip, side of the hip, and then back of the hip. All right, so another way of kind of describing this is starting at the front of the hip. Okay, the front pocket, you're facing down to the ground, then rolling to the side of your hip, finishing at the back pocket where you're facing up to the ceiling. Okay. So one way we could do this is just that, just rolling side to side. We could also stop at different spots along the way and pulse up and down. Okay. All right, so pulsing up and down. Another thing we could do is stopping on your side, all right, and then lifting up the leg. So, for instance, I'm on my right side, so I'm going to lift up my right leg, hold that elevated for 3 seconds, and then relax, okay, and do that a few times. All right, and then a final fourth thing we could do is bring your knee to your chest and then straighten the leg. All right, so your right leg, bring the right knee to your chest and then straighten your leg. Good, y'all. And excellent. Last thing, we're going to go to our glute, and we do this by sitting on the end of the foam roller, right butt cheek. So my right cheek is on the end of the foam roller. I'm going to cross my right foot onto my left knee. And then I'm going to go side to side. Okay, so starting at the top of my cheek, I'm just smashing the whole thing. All right, so top of the cheek, I'm going side to side, making my way down to the bottom of my cheek. All right, good tall chest. Remember to breathe. We'll do about 20 more seconds of this, and then we'll switch sides. Good. All right, very good. And rest. Let's go to our left foot now. Okay? So starting at the left heel, nice and floppy with the left foot, crossing the right leg on top of the heel, and we're going to go side to side. So sawing that lower leg, sawing motion, zigzagging your way up to the top of the calf. Whew. Good. And then making your way back down to the heel. You're good. You're good. And once you get back down to the heel, all right, tacking down 1 inch at a time, so putting pressure. Do a couple ankle circles so that we're lengthening and shortening the tissue, the lower leg tissue. Then move your way back up, or roll up 1 inch. Same idea, 1 inch at a time, making your way to the top of the calf. And then, again, you can work on the inside of the lower leg, outside of the lower leg. and then we'll zigzag back down to the heel. Good. All right, left thigh now, left thigh. So again, we're going to be working on the right half of the foam roller now. That right leg's going to drape off the side. All right, so starting at the top of the thigh, we're going to do a sawing motion. So sawing from the front of the thigh, rolling to the side, over the IT band, and then again to the front. You're just going to make your way down to the knee. Try to keep the thigh as relaxed as you can. Good. Make your way back up to the hip. Woo. And then once we get to the hip, all right, then going down the side of the thigh, 1 inch at a time, stopping every inch, and then opening and closing the leg, shortening and lengthening the tissue. Then move to a different spot. Yipes. Yipes. Good, and then zigzag your way back up to your hip. Oh my God. And once you get to your hip, front pocket to back pocket. Front pocket to back pocket. So we're rolling all the meaty stuff just under the belt line. Again, so the first thing we can do is front pocket to back pocket. Second thing we can do is just kind of sticking to one spot and then going up and down, pulsing up and down over that area. Good. Third thing we can do, stay in that one area, elevate the leg, hold that for 3 seconds, and then pause, and then rest rather. Fourth thing we can do, bring the knee to the chest, then extend at the knee. Good. Okay. And then final thing on this side, we're going to go to our glute. So left cheek on the end of the foam roller, cross the left foot onto the right knee, starting at the top of the cheek, making your way down to the bottom of the cheek. So again, just making a zigzag motion, zigzag pattern. Good, and rest. Okay, finishing up our foam roller with thoracic. All right, so your thoracic spine, upper back. So we're going to lay on top of it, belly up. You're going to place the foam roller right at the bottom of the shoulder blades. Okay, then I'd like you to slightly tuck your chin, hug yourself, hips off the ground. Then we're going to go from the starting point in the middle of the back to the tops of the shoulders, staying in between the shoulder blades, and then back down to the middle of the back. Let's do 7 passes up and down. Remember to breathe. And then we're going to go over onto the right shoulder blade, all right? So leaning over onto the right shoulder blade, going from the bottom of the shoulder blade to the top of the shoulder blade. And you'll notice that there's a lot of tender meat at the top of the shoulder blade. So in order to get to that, you could lift up, elevate the hips as if you're doing a hip bridge, and then allowing the head to dip down, all right, over the shoulder, over the foam roller. 7 times over the right shoulder blade, 7 times over the left shoulder blade. And then we can rest the hips on the ground, straight arm, overhead reach, arching over the foam roller, eyes following the hands. Then bring those straight arms back to your side. So you could be active, doing one reach after another, or just stick with a reach. Good, and rest. All right, group. How's that?
Good, not as painful as yesterday.
Yeah, there we go. Progress.
Yeah.
How was that, Jane? All right, good. We are going to put the foam roller to the side. All right. And let's go ahead and let's go into on all fours. We'll be on all fours, and let's spider lunge the right foot forward, okay? So with the right foot forward, that right foot's to the outside of the hand, back knee is on the ground. I'd like you to stay nice and tall through the chest, eyes looking ahead, breathing deep into the hip area. Exhaling, squeezing your glutes, sinking the hips further, closer to the floor, deeper into the stretch. Good. On the next exhale, let's rotate to the right, so turning in towards the right leg. On the next exhale, place the hand on the foot, rotating away from the leg, so rotating the belly button to the left. That right elbow's pushing up against the inside of the knee. Good. All right, let's switch spider lunges. Spider lunge left now. So the left foot's to the outside of the left hand. Again, the back knee is on the ground, starting in the middle. Nice tall chest, eyes looking ahead. Inhaling deep into the hip, exhaling, squeezing your glutes, sinking deeper into the stretch. On the next exhale, place the left hand on the knee, rotating in towards the left leg. Good. On the next exhale, place the left hand on the foot, rotating to the right. Good. And rest. All right. Going into rocking, forward and back, staying tall through the chest. Good. Now, as you're rocking forward, knees off the ground, going into a plank. As you rock back, place the knees back on the ground, alternating. Exhaling as you're rocking forward. 3 more. 3, 2, 1, and rest the knees on the ground. Come to a kneeling position, all right? And we're going to alternate. 1 right side lunge, back to knees, and then 1 left side lunge, back to knees. Good. All right, good. Now diagonal. Great, now to the side. So pointing the toes out to 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock. Excellent, and rest. Let's come to our feet.